Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Top3Tech. I am your host, Jerry Ruiz. Today we bring you one of AMD's finest. I finally got my hands on the 7900 XTX, and it is the Gigabyte Gaming OC24G edition of it. It's not the reference, I haven't got to test those out, but I haven't got to try out the 4090 either, so this will probably be the best card I have gotten my hands on so far. I'm very excited. I have tried the 7900 XT, and I'm really happy to see what AMD has to offer. I have seen other videos of different reviewers posting what they have to say. They gave it good recommendations. On Twitter, I see a lot of people trash talking it. Twitter is probably not the best place to get your GPU or your tech information. I mean, not all the time. They do have some good statements, but a lot of time Twitter is just for hate. So if you want to see if this card is worth it, or you want to see what you're getting, I am going to bring you the unboxing and the benchmarks. So go ahead and stay tuned and watch this video. Excited to see the unboxing of this. I went ahead and lifted up the flap, but I have not seen the contents inside, so this will be my first time looking at it. As long as it's your guys' first time, we're all good. If you guys know what it is, then sorry about this segment. But someone asked me how come I show the recording of the box and the unboxing. It's like, well, people spend so much money on these things, it's good to know what you're getting. And even the box. Sometimes you don't know how the box looks like, you just see the GPU. But anyways, it has this on top. Let's see what's in here. So this has the installation guide, graphics card, anti-sag bracket. Let's go. Tells you how to install the anti-sag bracket. That's included in here. I'm probably not going to be using this just because you have to connect it to your motherboard, and then from your motherboard onto here. The graphics card quick installation guide. You know, just make sure that you put in the graphics card to the right PCIe slot. You connect the PCIe, the 16 pin, 24 pin, whatever this card has. So that's nice for people that need that. So put that away for now. Jeez. What else is in here? Got some thin foam padding. Look at that. And let's see what else. This is the bracket, it looks like. So this will connect to your GPU. Some of the screws and the mounting things in there, the mounting screws as well. Huh, is that it? That might be it that comes with this. Not too bad though. These things are getting so long and so heavy. Jeez, this is long. Here's the GPU. Oh, and under that, it's got a little bit more. This connects to the motherboard, I believe. And then from here, you connect that other. I'm assuming this connects. This will connect to the GPU. So this probably goes somewhere like that. I'm not too sure. I'm not going to install it, but maybe I can make a how-to video. We'll find out. But other than that, it looks like that's everything inside. So let's do a close-up on this bad boy. This card does feature a triple fan design. It is 331mm in length, Has the Gigabyte logo in the center of the fans, has some nice design touches on the front, except the plastic does feel a little cheap. The metal backplate does have some features like the Gigabyte logo on the bottom left. To the right of that, the BIOS indicator, the top of the 16-pin socket, the heat vent all the way to the right, and then this nice little design in the middle. The front of this card does have the plastic design on it. The Gigabyte logo is RGB. On top of that, we have the BIOS switch. On the right of that, we have the 16-pin socket and the Radeon painted in black. On top of the 16-pin socket, we do got some LED lights that only light up if your PSU is not delivering the right amount of power. So that kind of helps you let you know that something's wrong with your PSU. We have two DisplayPort 2.1 slots and two HDMI 2.1 slots. Now we're on to the most controversial parts of my videos when I compare them to other GPUs. Just a reminder guys, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, so my opinions about how these cards look are my opinions alone. You can either agree, disagree. I like both, but you know, don't hate me for my values and opinions. So this Gigabyte Gaming, if we vertically mounted these cards, this is how they would look like in your PC case. This is all black, it has plastic here. These fans doesn't have the ring that lights up. The 4080 does. The 4080 is around $100, $150 more. But it does have the rings. And those might have the rings that light up because they copy the 4090 design pretty much and just put the 4080 in there. So that might be a little unfair. But then again, they're similar in price. And this is what compares to that. So I would have loved to see that. So if I was basing points on that, I'm gonna knock it off, but that's not the end all be all. When you compare it to the Sapphire Nitro 6800 XT, I don't have a 6900 or 6950 on me, so sorry guys. But you can see it is a little longer, by a good amount, 2 fingers worth. Woo! These fans do light up in the front. That's a nice. I don't know why I said it like that, but it's got 2-tone trim right there. This is plastic as well, so I mean it's not a big critique to have plastic in the front. The Sapphire Pulse 6800 on XT has these little lines that define it here. It's got the Sapphire fans, Pulse logos in the middle, plastic as well. Again, no big knock. We got this Tough Gaming. It is the 4070 Ti. It is a little cheaper if you compare it like this. It is shorter as well. Sorry, around the 6800 XT size. It's a lot thicker, which is crazy. This card is actually very skinny. I think it's skinnier than the 6800 XT. Yeah. And then look at the differences between these two. So it's very interesting that this card is able to be this size or this skinny, only takes 16 pin socket compared to the 6900 XTs and 6950 XTs. But anyways, it's got the Tough logo, Asus Tough logo. It's all metal. That's very nice. It's got these little designs on it. I like that. Tough Gaming. This has RGB but barely in one spot. Then we have the EVGA for the Win 3 Ultra 3070 Ti. So we got the 4070 Ti and the 3070 Ti. It's got the EVGA logos here in the front. EVGA bar, EVGA there. The logos on the fan. These little rivets. This is plastic as well. And then of course we got the Acer Predator Bifrost Intel Arc A770 OC. This is all metal. I really like that. It's all black. It's got that logo there. It's got the Aero Blade 3D fan here. It's got this fan here that lights up. It's RGB, but only controllable through the Predator software. So that's how they look like if you vertically mounted them. Let's go ahead and flip them over. These are the back of the cards. This is what most people use in their PC case. Not everyone has them vertically mounted, but as you can see here, it's got these nice little designs. Gigabyte has a little RGB there. This is painted on the plastic, which isn't too bad. The heat vent on here is a lot smaller than the one that is on the 4080, I'm assuming, by the pictures. And the pictures it looks huge. I haven't seen the 4080 one of this, so I can't say, but if we're gonna go by pictures, it's obvious. Then we got the back plate of the Sapphire Nitro Plus. Someone told me that these GPUs look like kid designs when I compared them to the Merc, so A lot of people hating on me on that Merc video, which is nice. This is 16-pin socket as well. This sapphire lights up right there. We got the sapphire pulse. We got that logo there. Radeon heat vent, 16-pin socket. We got the Tough GeForce RTX Tough here, heat vent, little design. It's funny because my cousin pointed this out. It says GeForce RTX and then GeForce RTX. A little odd. It's got that 12 VH power adapter, and then this is the only thing that's RGB, and then this little bar right here is RGB. So this is how you do. For the people that don't like RGB, this is how you do it, right? Look at all the design on that card. This card has nice design on it too, Gigabyte. So this is how you do it as well. If you don't like a lot of RGB, this is pretty much all that lights up. Come on, guys. You don't gotta hate on me because the Merc is so bland and generic. GeForce RTX here, EVGA there on the cutout. Heat vent is all right here, part of the design. EVGA GeForce RTX 3070 Ti lights up. 16-pin socket. Very nice, very nice. We got the Intel Acer Predator. Let's go. It's got the ARC logo there. Predator lights up. The logo lights up. 16-pin socket. The Predator logo here. Predator written all over there. Intel ARC there. To me, it's a very nice looking card. I'm not the biggest fan of that, but other than that, the all black looks nice. The all metal. So everyone has different tastes, but this card is not too bad, especially if you don't like RGB. I feel like they did it perfectly. It's got personality. It's not overdone. But let's go ahead and see how it fits in the PC case. We will be putting the Gigabyte XTX inside of here. It is a LAN cooled too. Hopefully it fits. We'll see if the GPU bracket fits as well. Last time it couldn't fit the 4070 Ti in here with that. And then the 7900 XT Merc Black Edition wasn't able to fit in here without me moving these fans forward a lot. So we're gonna find out how it fits in there. Good news, everybody. It passed the clearance test. So it had a little bit of space right here. Barely cleared the gap. And of course, the bracket fit on there as well. So that's good. So hopefully that fits in your PC case. Always check the measurements before you buy this to make sure it fits in your case, or else you might need a new case. But let me go ahead and turn on the PC so we can see how it looks like with the lights on. So if we had all of the lights on rainbow, this is how it would look like. A good amount of people don't like rainbow. A good amount do like how the rainbow looks. But I'm gonna probably change it to white just because it matches the card a little better and the theme of my PC as well. If it were up to me, I'd keep it white. Like I said, I like how it matches my PC. My PC is black, gray, a little yellow. This card is black, gray. So to me, that matches perfectly, but it is an AMD card, so let's go ahead and try all red. We have all red for AMD. Since it is a Gigabyte Gaming, I did put it orange because that is its main color. So let's go ahead and go to the benchmarks and the PC specs. Before we get started today, let me go ahead and introduce the Top3Tech PC specs. I have an Asus X570 Tough Gaming plus Wi-Fi motherboard. I have a Ryzen 7 5800X CPU. We have 32 gigabytes of Corsair Vengeance 3200 MHz RAM. And of course, today we're testing the Gigabyte Gaming OC 24G AMD Radeon RX 7900 XTX. They say that it has 2525 MHz of boost clock, 2330 MHz of game clock, 24 gigabytes of GDDR6 memory. It is on the RDNA 3 architecture. And the minimum recommended PSU is a 850 watt PSU. I don't know about you guys, but this card completely caught me off guard. I heard that the 4090 was an excellent card for 4K gaming at 120 hertz or 120 frames, and I wasn't expecting this card to even get close to that, but it did. If you saw, it averaged 4K 120 frames on a lot of games, and even on Halo and Call of Duty, I was able to get 4K 110 to 130 frames, just depending on the map. If it was a big map, draw distance was longer, it would hit like 105. But either way, it was still pretty impressive to be able to hit those numbers. And at 2K 1440p, we were averaging around 160 to 190 depending on the game. And obviously Cyberpunk 4K 60 frames and 2K 120 frames, which is amazing. I haven't really played Cyberpunk, I've only benchmarked it, so maybe I'll finally get to do that. And the card did stay cool, and that is because these cards now have vapor chambers, and unlike the reference ones, they don't overheat or they don't blow up. I don't know if they blew up, but anyways, they were getting damaged. But these AIBs, they know what they're doing. They're doing a pretty good job. But the only thing I can say is that it does take a lot of power to, it does consume a lot of power to use all these frames to push it. So it is drawing 360 watts, 364 just to push these frames, and that's pretty high. It might not be the 500 like on the 4090. I haven't got one personally, but that's just hearsay so far. And even though it does get a lot of frames, it's a lot of power. So if you're not someone that really wants to use that much power, this might not be the card for you when it comes to that. But I was impressed. I was completely caught off guard. I was told the 4090 is the only one that could game at 4K 120, and well, the XTX has proven that wrong. When it comes to ray tracing, this card does fall behind the NVIDIA cards. It would tie with the 4070 Ti, and technically that's the 3090 Ti. So it did as good as a last gen card, which, you know, the 3090 Ti or the 3090 wasn't anything to laugh about. But still, this is NVIDIA's high-end card, so you would expect it to do a little better than that. And then the 4080 did a lot better at ray tracing than this. The only game I really had that utilizes full ray tracing is Cyberpunk, and it did get blown out of the water, and especially with DLSS 3. But I don't really like to compare these with DLSS or FSR. I just have them on there so people can see the results they can get for whoever wants to use those. But like in Far Cry, that one only uses the shadows and minor reflections. And the other games I have on there, it's either the shadows or small reflections. It's not complete ray tracing. So unfortunately, the only test I can go off is Cyberpunk, and that does show that the XTX is still behind. AMD still has a little ways to go. But the good thing is, it is playable. The ray tracing is playable, especially at 4K or 2K. You'll be able to run it no problems. Maybe you will turn on the FSR. But honestly, I'm not a big fan of ray tracing. I know people are. And since you're spending so much money on these cards, that does factor into this, because you're going to want to get the card with the better features. And if you're a big ray tracing fan, you might want to get the 4080 instead. It might be better for you to shell those extra $100 to $200 for that. For me, I feel like the full rasterization is a lot better, and I'd rather be playing at high frames like that than ray tracing. I think the games that are highly optimized anyways, like Hogwarts Legacy, it looks great even without ray tracing, but that's totally up to you guys. If you want ray tracing, get the 4080, spend that extra money. If not, I would say go with the XTX. I do like that these cards do come with dual BIOS. It comes in handy if you're overclocking and you brick your card or something happens and you want to go ahead and switch BIOS and see if your card is still working. And also, I like that there was no coil whine. Maybe a little bit, but honestly not too crazy. And if there was some coil whine, it didn't last too long. So I think that's great, especially for the frames that this is pushing, all the power that it's using. I think that's awesome. I didn't like that the price of this card is still expensive, but it's a lot cheaper than the 4090, and it's still cheaper than the 4080. But I think in general, all GPUs should go down. I don't know how long that will take, but that's that. And then of course the ray tracing, even though AMD is getting a lot better, it's still behind NVIDIA, and that's something that they will need to improve on. I remember seeing that Hogwarts Legacy, supposedly the Intel Arc A770 ran ray tracing better than this card. Something that I might put to the test later. Not right now, but I will definitely go ahead and try that myself. But I hope you guys got enough information on this card with my video. I think I covered mostly everything. Oh, it did clock up to, the memory clock did clock up to 2800 sometimes, and one time it spiked up to 29,000, but that's more of an anomaly, and it doesn't stay that high. It just bounces up. It gets these little spikes. So all in all, I thought the card was pretty good. It's kind of pricey. Looks wise, it's not my favorite looking GPU, but it's a lot better than the Merc in my opinion. It has its defining qualities, but it's a skinny card. It will fit in your case. The power draw is terrible, but the performance is great. So if you like all that and you can afford to get this card, I would recommend it. It's a lot cheaper than a 4080 and a 4090. It does suck that it's missing some of the features from that 4080 though, but it is what it is. I hope you guys appreciate this video, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace. Thank you for watching another video from Top 3 Entertainment. I hope you hit like and subscribe. Also, I'm going to have a recommended playlist, a recommended video right here, so make sure to click that as well. I appreciate you guys tuning in, whether it be to the Top 3 Tech, Top 3 Gaming, or the Why Not Me podcast. You guys are dope. I hope to see you guys in the next video. And of course, let's grow this thing together. Peace. Peace. Peace.